Hi guys, Robin here, and today, as promised, I'm going to do a deeper dive into oracle cards. For those who are just new to oracle cards, they are a type of divination tool which are used for guidance, inspiration, wisdom, and insight. And unlike tarot, which have a specific structure of 78 cards with designated suits and meanings, oracle cards are more of a free form, and they vary widely in the number of cards, the themes, and the interpretations. Some people even prefer to use them over tarot when they find a deck that really resonates with them. Today we are going to have some fun with oracle cards. We're going to look at a few different decks. We will answer a few common questions such as what are they, how to choose a deck, and how to use them. And I'll end with a few additional tips to make them more user-friendly. Okay, so oracle cards can be a valuable tool for self-discovery and spiritual growth. They come in decks of varying sizes, usually with illustrations and themes that reflect a particular focus. Each card typically has a unique message or symbol that can be used for self-reflection, spiritual guidance, or meditation. As you become more familiar with them, you'll find your own, unique way of using the guidance and insight. Now, I love oracle cards. They are so much fun to use and to play with. I have collected quite a lot of them over the years. So this might get a bit messy as I have lots of decks here, and this is just a selection. All right, so oracle cards can also include inspirational, motivational daily wisdom, reflection cards. So these are great for daily picks or a focus card for meditation. They don't usually include a guidebook. They are usually cheaper, more readily available, and are very simple in their layouts and designs. And the packaging often reflects this. So here we have one, Sunny Side Up, which is 52 cards with doses of self-love, plain back on them, and they're usually just a simple message. So this card is the Soul Seeker, and it is 100 questions for a deeper spiritual connection. So these are great reflection cards. So question on each side. Again, very simple. And here's one other, little ways to make big changes. So that is a 55 card deck. So just plain back, messages on the other side. All right, so let's move to the true oracle cards in the usual sense. They're more detailed. They come with additional guidebook, which gives background on the cards, shows options on how to use them, and a more involved explanation for the meaning of each card. So here is a good example. As you can see, the box is more robust. It's nice and snug, and you'll find that it keeps your cards protected, and you might find little messages inside, and the cards are protected in these boxes. So this box is Work Your Light, and this is a Rebecca Campbell one. So here we have a more detailed book with the cards, and there is also an action after each one. So as you can see, the cards are a more detailed. The pictures are much more involved. And as you can see, you can look into the picture and get far more than just simply what is written on the card. So this box is 44 cards. It helps to align with the self, its confirmations, its actions, its activations, and its transmissions. Oracle cards can be used for more specific assistance and connection with your God, your divine guidance, or your higher self. It's using a variety of different inquiry spreads and can give you far more involved in the reading. So this one is a Colin Baron read. It also comes with a guidebook, repeating pattern on the back, And now we're starting to get into some really beautiful artwork. These cards are far more visually detailed and they come in a better presentation, and their box and the cards themselves are all a whole package and quite beautiful. The cards usually made from better cardstock, and they are usually more expensive because we are now starting to get into more detail. So this deck is the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Again, Colette Baron Reid. And look at this box. So there's the front, and it's beautifully opens out. Here's your book, and then you can pull the ribbon to pull out all of the contents. So again, this is something you can easily leave your cards in protected. This is another pack that I absolutely love. So it's Denise Linn, and it's the Sacred Forest. So again, look at the box. Absolutely beautiful. Work of art in themselves. So it pays to take your time when you're choosing a pack for yourself. So if you can't physically open the pack to see the cards inside, then do some research to see what the pack looks like. So there's your only indication of what you're going to get. 3 examples on the back. But you're not going to be able to see the absolutely beautiful cards on the inside. To do some homework, do a little bit of research, and you'll often find the cards somewhere online that you can actually see the whole deck and get a feel for them, whether that's something that appeals to you. Now, usually the first thing that catches my attention is the artwork. It's got to light me up, or I move on. So this pack is the answer is simple. I love these lovely bright colors and these beautiful fun illustrations. So here's the box. This is a Sonia Choquette. She has quite a selection again, and they are lots of fun. As you can see, the book is quite thick, so you are going to get lots of information on each card. Now, another factor to consider is the author. Is it someone who has lots of packs, lots of varieties? They have online information, they have additional resources. As you can see, or will see, I have quite a lot of Colette Baron Reid because I really enjoy her packs. Her artwork is always beautiful. I really resonate with her meanings, and they are just lovely cards to work with. So I have a lot of her decks. Sonia Choquette is another one. I have a few of her decks. The meanings have to resonate with me. Do they make sense? Are they something that I align with and can resonate with myself? What's the focus of the deck? All of my decks have different focuses. Some work better than others for certain work and inquiries. So, for example, Heal Yourself, Inner Seagull. And I really love her artwork. Now, this pack is really good for focusing on healing, for transformations, for affirmations, and for processing, for healings. So I will pull this out if that's where I want to be focusing and working. Another deck that has a completely different focus is the Lantern Oracle. So Angelina Mirabetto. This is a pack that's really good for working with the divine feminine. It's working with shadow work. It's working with the mother, the crone, the maiden. So you are really working in those particular areas. So it's going to be a great deck for females. Again, artwork on the back, and the cards are just lovely. Some decks have far more detailed companion books available for the deck, or there are other resources from the author available online. You'll usually find this with the more well-known authors like Denise Linn, Colette Baron Reid, Sonia Choquette, Rebecca Campbell. So let's quickly review choosing a deck. The first step is to choose a deck that resonates with you. So here are some things to consider when you pick your new pack. the theme. Remember, decks come in a variety of themes, such as angels, animals, chakras, affirmations, spiritual wisdom, sacred forest. So they're going to have a focus for the deck. You might also have then the focus of the actual work of it. So choose one that appeals to your interest or where you are wanting to work. The art and design. Look for artwork that speaks to you. The visual connection can enhance your experience with the cards. You want to love working with it. You don't want to be sort of really not inspired by the cards. The guidebook. Most oracle cards come with a guidebook explaining the meaning of the cards and offering suggestions for spreads or the ways to lay out the cards. So make sure the guidebook is easy to understand. Now, before we start to use them, you need to place your own energy into the deck. You need to handle each card. So this one's one of my favorites, the Wisdom of the Oracle. It's a Colette Baron. Read one again. So open the pack up. Big, chunky, thick book that goes with it. And you'll find there are usually a band that surrounds the pack. So peel that open. Now, these have been processed and they will be coming quite firmly packed together. So just run your finger over the cards to loosen up that seal and take your time and look at every single card. They will come in order. They have not been shuffled or anything. So they are going to be coming exactly in the order of the book. So look at each card. What do you get from it? What's deeper in the illustrations or for looking for hidden symbols and meanings? What's the message and feelings that come up with each card? Some may seem more meaningful than others. Oops. After you've handled each one, you then need to shuffle. Now, this will be a very unique thing. Don't just shuffle at once, all right? I like to break it up into piles. So each card goes down in a stack of 5, and then I take the 5th pile and then spread it round to 4 piles, take the last one. And so I'm really getting a good mix up. And then I will shuffle them multiple times. And as I'm shuffling them, I'm asking for my intention for what I want to do for the pack. I'm keying them to myself. I'm making them mine. I'm putting my energy into the pack and asking that the pack is willing to work with me. Make it fun, and then you will put a higher energy into them. Now, to use the oracle cards, work with what your needs are, but here's a basic process to get you started. So, before you shuffle or draw a card, you want to hold the cards in your hand. Take a moment to set an intention. This could be a question you have, a situation you're dealing with, or just a request for general guidance. So just ask for what you want to be answered from the deck, and then shuffle the cards. So mix the cards to disperse any old energy that might be still sitting in them and to connect your own energy with the deck each time. You can shuffle whatever way feels comfortable, whether it's spreading them out on the table or shuffling them like playing cards. Now, some people get jumpers. So I always have a look at my jumper because I figured if it's jumped out, it's meant for me to have a look at. Others ignore jumpers. So it's up to you completely. Draw in the cards. You can start by drawing a single card. So you might split the pack and see what the card is on the bottom, or you might fan them out on the table and pull one out. Or sometimes I just keep shuffling until one jumps out. So if it's only a single card I'm looking for, it just depends on the day how I'm feeling. So for a multi-card spread, you are going to have to sort of work out whether you want to shuffle between each pick or whether once you've shuffled, you will then pull the cards out. You might pull it out from the pack. You might spread it out, pick one. You might just cut the pack and then take each card in sequence. For quick answers, single cards are great. For more detail, you might do a multi-card spread. So common beginner spreads is a 3-card spread, representing the past, the present, and the future. Now, when it comes to interpreting the cards, read the message on the card and see what resonates with you. before you go to the guidebook. But so trust your intuition, all right? Reflect on what the card's message might mean to you in the context of the question or the inquiry you asked. So reflect on how you can apply it, or consider how the message might apply to the bigger picture also. What insight does it offer you? How can it guide your actions or decisions? Okay, some additional tips to make it a bit more fun. Create a ritual. You can establish a simple ritual to set the mood for your card readings, like lighting a candle, playing soft music, taking a few deep breaths before you start. Have a journal written down so you can record the oracle cards and keep a track of what's come up. I have a big book, and when I do a spread, I will write the question at the top, and then each card I write down, and then I interpret what I get from it in context of what I want. So as you can see, it's easy to keep a track, and then you can look back on them and see what's come up and reflect on sort of things that you picked up earlier that, there it is there. Trust your intuition. Ultimately, the interpretation of the cards is personal, so trust your instinct when interpreting the meaning on how they relate to your life. Be open to exploring. There's no right or wrong way to use oracle cards. Let your intuition guide you, and don't be afraid to explore different meanings. Oracle cards are a flexible and accessible tool for self-reflection and spiritual guidance. As a beginner, focus on building a connection with your deck and trust the process as you explore the insights that they can offer. But most of all, make it fun, and remember that guidance is always open to interpretation. They are not predictions carved in stone. If you enjoy what's on offer, then subscribe. Don't forget my book, Awake, Aware, Conscious, if you want some more guidance on developing your conscious and awareness. So I hope you've learned a bit today and had a bit of fun looking at a few of the decks, and inspired you to go out and grab your own deck or add another deck to your collection. Thanks for being here today, and I will see you next time.